Welcome back to 843 TV. We're visiting with Joe O'Brien, the owner of a new and fun business right here on Bay Street, Monkey's Uncle. So Joe, tell us a little bit about Monkey's Uncle.
Well, Monkey's Uncle, we are closing in on opening here in the next week, and we're going to be a toy store, toys and children's books. Nice. And we want to be, to provide those products, but to really be more than that, really kind of bring the spirit of a locally owned independent business to Bay Street that's focused on families and children, and to provide a destination for visitors and locals to come to when they're on Bay Street. We're going to have a little seating area where if grown-ups or grandparents are a little worn out, they can sit for a few minutes and relax while the kids are exploring the store. Nice. And we also want to offer, going forward, a number of events. We're going to have story times and readings by children's book authors, performances by musicians that cater to children, that to give parents something that if they're looking for something to do during the day, they can get out and hopefully really provide something that's a fun experience for the kids as well. So we're excited about it, and we have young children, so we feel like, my wife and I, it's our business, and we feel like from our experiences raising our kids right here in Beaufort, that we're kind of bringing that to the table in what our business will be on a day-to-day basis.
Wonderful. It's exciting.
That's perfect for Beaufort. It really is. And it's perfect for Bay Street. Now, word on the street is that some of the things that you have maybe are a little different than your average Toy Story store. Toy Story.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, I have a kid. So, what are some of the examples of what you offer?
That's a great question, and that's part of being an independent store. I think is that we're going to offer some things that. Not to knock anybody, but that you're not going to see in a big box retailer. And some of those items we get plugged into. We're a member of an industry group called Astra for specialty toy retailers, and that really is a great resource for us to go out and find those small, interesting companies that are creating things that are really interesting, well thought out toys and games for children to play. There's a company called Ogo Sport, which is out of Brooklyn, New York, that creates these open-ended games where children can build characters or structures. They can build sort of the shell of a fort that they can put blankets and sheets over to build a fort in the living room, and it's just really interesting. And the people that run it are very creative and just really engaged in developing products for children. There's a lot of companies now that are trying to use recycled materials in building toys, so I think as parents we know that you get that piece of plastic and it's sitting there, you think it's going to be here forever. So we're having a company called Green Toys, which builds like trucks and tractors and boats and planes, plastic toys that's all made from recycled milk bottles. And a couple companies that make like wooden puzzles and toys that are made from renewable trees.
Those are hard to find.
Yeah. You don't see them often in stores, and we want to be that kind of store where kids and parents can say, wow, that's something I've never seen before.
Well, and they can keep it forever. That's what's frustrating.
And it'll last,
now.
exactly.
I have 2 little girls, and you buy stuff like that, and within 6 months, and my girls are not hard on stuff, but within a couple of months, it's torn up.
So, Joe, why open a toy store? I mean, the answer's kind of obvious, but
well, we as parents of young children, you know my wife, sure, and she's a great mom, and we're engaged in that world. So that was part of the reason we were looking to go into business for ourselves. But in Beaufort, there had been in the past, folks who grew up here probably remember Boom Bears, which was downtown Beaufort toy store for a long time, a family-run toy store, and more recently there had been Doodlebugs, which was a great sort of children's boutique in downtown Beaufort. But at the moment, there is not that kind of store. And the more we talked to people about our idea and our concept and we developed it, the reaction almost to a person that we heard was, Beaufort needs that kind of store. There's a desire for it. And
so what's special about Bay Street? Why'd you pick Bay Street?
Well, my wife grew up here, as you know, Elizabeth, and we're committed to Beaufort. We really believe in it. We chose to raise our children here. We had lived elsewhere in bigger city and came back here to do that. And we think Bay Street is really just kind of the centerpiece of Beaufort. You have the great public space with the waterfront park, where of course Water Festival is going to be this week. But we think that it's unique. It draws visitors. It draws residents. And it's something that if you go to other towns, we're lucky to have it. You go to other small towns, and sometimes it can be kind of sad that they're
don't have a little
downtown.
Main Street
They do
area
not, or
anymore.
you can see that there used to be one, and
No.
it's not a vibrant place that brings people out. So we really believe in.
So you're
in
also
Bay Street.
between a lollipop shop and Kooky Mookies. So.
Yeah,
What's
that's
a better
right.
setting?
And yo-yos too. So
Yo-yos, yeah,
we
that's
hope you
right.
get caught in the crossfire. That'd be
That
just
is-
fine with us.
Yeah,
That's
right.
good
Yes,
strategic
sir.
planning for
That's
sure.
right. That's right. A little bit of luck too, but that's okay.
Now, we haven't heard much about electronic games. Are there going to be any things like that
Yes,
there?
yes. We're going to have science games, great science kits, and we're going to have. There's one that I'm kind of excited about. Another one of these companies that we got put in touch with our industry group is called Lighthawk. It's a Canadian company, and I actually met the engineer. He's a really nice, typical friendly Canadian guy. But they build these remote control helicopters that are just awesome. They're really impressive, and they're affordable and easy to use. And the cool thing about it is, like, if I'm sure everybody's thinking, oh, you wreck it once and it's wasted. But you can, if it's very durable, but if it gets damaged at all, it's all made of component parts, so you can just buy a part for a couple of dollars to replace what got damaged.
Perfect.
And
Nice.
get back up in the air.
Perfect
so.
for me.
So are you going to sell kazoos? That's what I want.
Yes, I've talked to the folks at Kazubi, and we want to make as many local business connections as we can. So for those of you who don't know, there's a Beaufort company called Kazubi that builds.
The only plastic kazoo factory in the world.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
All right, so for anybody wanting to find out some more information, go to monkeysuncletoys.com.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, thank you very much for being with us
Thank you for
today.
having me.
And make sure that you join us next time for more 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.